just a single red dot. And that's what saved my life that night. How? Listen. A few years ago, my roommate and I made a deal. The Code Red plan. Super simple rule. If either of us ever felt genuinely off on a first date, we'd send just a single red dot emoji. No explanation, no questions asked. The other person would call with a fake emergency. We literally laughed it off. We thought we'd never have to use this code. Until one night, I actually had to. The guy from online seemed completely normal. We picked a crowded restaurant. Everything was fine at first. He made me laugh within the first 5 minutes. But about 30 minutes in, the energy suddenly shifted. It felt like the air around the table was getting heavy. He started asking really personal and invasive questions. With a smile on his face, he casually asked if I lived alone and if anyone knew where I was tonight. And then, keeping that same mild grin, he said, "You don't look like the type who'd be missed right away." I laughed, but under the table, my hands were shaking. I excused myself to the bathroom. I pulled out my phone and sent just a single red dot. That was it. I went back to the table and kept a smile on my face. 4 minutes and 40-something seconds later, my phone rang. My roommate was screaming on the other end. In full panic mode, she said our dog had escaped outside and I needed to come home right now. Her voice was cracking with fear. I stood up, apologized, and said it was a family emergency and I had to leave immediately. He didn't even get a chance to respond. I walked out of the restaurant and never looked back. Here's the part of the story I didn't find out until later. While I was sitting at that table, my roommate had already called her brother, who was a cop, and gave him all of the guy's details. 2 days later, my roommate showed me a news article on her phone. The guy had been arrested. He had stalking and kidnapping charges against him in another state. He had done this to several other girls. I just stared at the screen, stunned. And that's when I thought about that one simple little red dot. The plan worked because we had made it before I was in danger. Because in that moment, I was too terrified to even put a full sentence together. But I could press one button and send a red dot. And that was enough. So if you don't have a plan like this, make one tonight with someone you completely trust. Pick a code or an emoji, because you probably won't ever need it. But if you do, you'll be glad it exists.